Wow, this is gonna be the second video. Okay, here we go. You know what's great about content creation is that you can do it whenever you want, okay? And especially the fact that this ain't my job, I'm just doing it for the sheer fun of it, okay? Like, that's the cool part of it. Like, I can just yap and draw my little doodles and tell stories. So this is going to be one of those episodes, okay? This story specifically is going to be about Vegas. A little context. You know that moment when everything decides to happen in your life? Yeah, that was kind of me. And I was not having it this time, and so I decided to leave. But I needed to leave on a budget because all I was doing was rotten at this point. So I decided to head out to Vegas. For context, I was in Salt Lake, so that was around a 7-hour drive. So my first initial pit stop was at Wendover to rest for the night and to grab my little 1-2 from the dispo. As soon as I got checked into the Motel 6, I noticed that I had some unread text messages, and I noticed one of them from my good Judy. So I gave her a call, told her what was going on, and you know what she asked? She asked if she could come, and I told her I was heading out in the morning out to Vegas, and she said I'll be there before. And guess what? She did her 1-2, and just as you know it, bam, me and my bestie were heading out to Vegas for the very first time together. So now I'm with my bestie on the way to Vegas. Now, the ride to Vegas is different than the ride to Wendover. Wendover, there's a whole lot of nutting, but it's all nutting with roads. Vegas, you kind of feel like you're by yourself. And I'm so glad that I'm here with my best Judy, because it was getting ooky spooky at some points. A lot of old school classic towns that look like they haven't surpassed the late 1800s. But yes, we had to pull aside some of these towns to refill on gas. Honestly, nothing was too bad. We actually even found Area 51 and got a little souvenir from there. So that was pretty cool. Now, when we got to Vegas, the vibe had changed. It went from Old Town, Rocky Mountain Blues to and just like that, we were in Vegas. The next thing we needed to do was find somewhere to park, because at this point, we were getting ready in the car. Luckily, there was a valet nearby. It was $25 for the whole day. It was Vegas on a Friday, near New Year's, so to me, it was worth it. We paid the $25 and let the man show us where we needed to park. Let me tell you, it was already giving 90s to begin with, but the guy over there, he was giving 90s, and he was giving good energy too. Look, when me and my good Judy go out, we're not crazy loco go stupid. So that already was a good sign. Anyways, we got ourselves situated in the car and got did. Afterwards, we had to get something to eat because we was hungry. Luckily, there's casinos on every block, so that's what we did. We went and found one and found a pretty good ramen spot and ate some ramen there. Now, we can finally enjoy the vibes of Vegas. When ain't hungry, we're all dead. Now it's time to explore. Mind you, a little context. Me and my good Judy are baddies in this moment, okay? Mind you, we're already baddies, but being liberated from the state of Utah filled our aura with something unimaginable. Now that we were finally situated in Vegas, it was time to go explore, time to go on an adventure. We wanted to go to the gift shop to grab a little souvenir for the moment. My girlie got like a little keychain and I got a little magnet. And as soon as we walked out, there was this guy that looked at my good Judy and said, "Zam." And you know what? Damn, he was correct. We both decided that we want to be a little bit closer to the city, so I moved my car to this little mall called Fashion Mall, where I just got situated there. Went inside the mall and explored. Mind you, that mall is huge. We were still in there for a fat minute. We walked around, we did our 1-2. Look, I'm gonna be real, I don't feel like a baddie all the time. Most of my time, I'm just in my sweats. But like something about being with the right person or with the right people really does just get that pep in your step, if you know what I'm talking about. And this is why Vegas just got even better, okay? Let me tell you what happened next. When deciphering what we wanting to do next, we went back into the more of the heart of the city and explored even more. We went to the museum, the little RuPaul's workroom, and just kind of vibed out for a little bit. it was a Friday, so we kind of just came to the assumption of we gotta go to at least one club. Look, believe it or not, we are baddies, but we aren't necessarily like clubbing type of baddies, you know? I've been through my clubbing days, she's been through her clubbing days. Like I said, our adventures are sophisticated. But you know what? It's our first time in Vegas. We had to get a little goofy at a club at least once. So that's what we did. We went out and explored, okay? Existing as a woman, you know, pros and cons for the most part, but you know, Baruch Hashem, tonight was mostly a night of pros. We got spotted by somebody, and they came up to us and was like, you know 50 cents here, right? We kind of looked at each other, was like, no, we had no idea. And he was like, what if we can get you to his club for free? And we looked at each other, was like, that would be kind of cool. So we exchanged information, and there we had it. Me and my girlie were finna see 50 Cent, just like that. But instead, we didn't see 50 Cent because he was actually premiering tomorrow, and we were at Ross. My girlie wanted to get some new shoes, and so we were at Ross, and she found the cutest pair of little booties, so it was worth it. But I will say, trying to find that Ross was a maze, because you can't just like cross the street in Vegas. You literally had to go up and around, so that took a little minute. But besides that, you know what, she got her little shoes. We still went to the club, right, the day before 50 Cent. They still let us, and it was okay. You know what, it was kind of giving a little like Doja Cat, but it is what it is. We got our things, went back, and it was pretty chill.